So our first question is coming in from Amika. I hope I'm saying that right. Hi there, Amika. Thank you for being part of the amazing WiggyWam community. So Amika's question is, I received a message from Nationwide that the mortgage valuation is booked for next week. Does that mean the eligibility check, credit check, and other checks have been done? And have I passed? Is the valuation the last stage? And if everything goes well with the valuation, does it mean I can expect an offer on next week? What stage am I at now? I'm a little bit nervous. All right, well, thank you for the question, Amika. Sorry I tripped over the word eligibility, but it's great that you've raised this question, and I'm pleased to hear that you've got your mortgage valuation booked in, because that is an exciting step, purely and simply because you're right in what you're suggesting is that it does usually mean that you've passed most of the sort of credit checks and the initial sort of information gathering process that somebody like Nationwide would do initially to get you to this stage of a mortgage valuation. Now, the point of the valuation is to ensure that the a price that you've agreed to pay for the property is exactly what the property is worth. And if it isn't, what you can expect is that the value will come back and say, you know what, actually, I don't think it's worth this much. I think it's actually worth less. And sometimes that comes back as a disappointment. But one of the things to bear in mind is that actually it can be a really good thing, because it means that you're not overpaying for a property that if you then had to try and sell it in the future, you'd end up losing money on. Okay, so that's a very, very important point to square away. Second thing I want to say just on that is that it's important not to confuse a mortgage valuation with what we call a traditional survey. And just to give you a little bit of background knowledge on that, all the valuer is going to do, and depending upon how much you're looking to borrow, the valuer will turn up at the property, check that it has 4 walls and a roof, and pretty much mark it down as yes, it's worth this much, or no, it's not. They won't actually look at the more in-depth aspects of the property, such as whether or not there's any damp in the property. I mean, if there's major issues that are immediately obvious, they might get a mention, and the valuer might put a retention against the property, which means that they will only release a certain amount of money, and then they'll hold some back until you've actually got that work item repaired. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind. But they're not going to look at a lot of the more in-depth issues that the property might have. And if you wanted something a little bit more in depth, you would then look at getting maybe a home buyer's report or a building survey done on the property, depending upon how old it is and all the rest of it. So that's a really, really good step that you've got to. The other thing I'll say is that once the valuation has come back, and assuming that it's all okay, is that then the Nationwide in this instance will then proceed to issue the formal mortgage offer. Okay, and that will be a document that will be sent through to you and also to your solicitor. And it's important that you really check that in depth and make sure that it is accurate and all the information that's recorded on there is accurate, because if there are things that aren't accurate, it means that there will be delays in getting that offer reissued. I actually had this happen many, many years ago on a property. I think it was like 2009 or something. And there was a misspelling of my middle name, and it was one letter was wrong. It was an O instead of an A. And as a consequence, they had to then reissue all 3 offers. And what they then said was that I'd failed their internal credit scoring policy, which was a bit odd because I was still the same person and still all the details were exactly the same. So quite what went on there, I do not know, but it all got resolved and everything was issued within, I think it was about 2 weeks or something. But the point is, it caused a delay that was unnecessary. So I really encourage you to check that through. In terms of the stage that you're at, Amika, just to clarify this a little bit further, is that you have got, you will have the mortgage valuation back. You will hopefully then have the mortgage offer back, the formal mortgage offer, but there will still be likely to be legal work that will be taking place in the background, whether there are any inquiries that are outstanding that your solicitors raised that will then need to go and get answers to those inquiries, or whether there's any part of your searches that are still outstanding. That is something to check and clarify with your solicitor. But hopefully you're in a position where they've got everything that they need, and the only thing they're waiting for is that mortgage offer to then go towards an exchange of contracts. final thing to mention, Amika, is it obviously depends upon, and this is not something you've mentioned in your question, but it obviously depends upon how many other people are in the chain. Okay, so if the people that you're buying off, is there another property above that they're buying and another property above that? If there are other people in the chain, potentially there can be issues in terms of delays caused by other people that stop you from getting the hands on the keys to your new home as quickly as you would like. But let's hope that this is a nice short chain. It's nice and quick and easy, and you'll be able to get your keys ASAP, which will be fantastic. So I wish you the best of luck with that, Amika. I hope that's giving you the information that you need there. If there's anything else that we can do to help you, then please do let me know, and I'd be delighted to answer any more questions. All right, Amika, good luck. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure to be with you here again this week. Thank you so much indeed for your questions. As I said earlier on, if you want to submit your questions to us, there's various ways you can get in contact with us. The first is via email. You can send your questions in to us via our email address, which is happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. That's happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. You can also submit questions via our website, which is wiggywam.co.uk. That's wiggywam.co.uk. Set up your free profile on there. Join the amazing WiggyWam community. Get involved. There's all sorts of resources on there, videos that we've produced in terms of taking you through the journey of buying and selling a property, and a whole bunch of other really exciting resources on there. So get involved on the website. Make sure you sign up there. You can also submit questions via our Twitter account, which is at WiggyWam_UK. That's at WiggyWam_UK. And we'll be back same time next week doing this once again. Very much looking forward to seeing you all again. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be of service to you. And if you haven't yet got your copy of Home Buyer Secrets, I'm going to encourage you to do that, because I think the spring market is going to be pretty intense in a lot of different ways, and you definitely need to know some of the insider secrets that we're sharing in this book. So go to homebuyersecrets.co.uk and grab yourself a copy of that book. You'll also get part of access to our full training video series, which will actually guide you through in greater detail than I can go into in the book, through the process of buying and selling a property, which will be fantastic. So if there's anything else that we can do to serve you guys, please do let us know. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you again, same time, same place next week, and have an amazing week. Lots of love, God bless, and see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.